Hello everyone! In this video we will create this simple infinite Flappy Cat game. Here is a cat, which is controlled by tapping the screen. Cat is trying to avoid an obstacles and pick up some coins. Scripts and art assets will be available by the links in the description. Let's begin from creating some prefabs that will be used in this game. First we create an explosion prefab, which is instantiated when cat dies. I pick up an explosion sprite and add it to the scene, reset it, and set its order layer to 20, for example. Make sure explosion game object is selected, go to animation window and create new animation in animation folder. I name it explosion animation. Hit record button and change object scale to 0 for the first frame. Move timeline marker to the last frame and set scale option back to 1. Modify number of samples so animation goes faster. Then select explosion animation and uncheck loop time option so this animation goes only one time. This explosion game object is going to need a script. Here is explosion script that destroys a game object in 0.4 seconds. Add this script to explosion game object. Drag and drop explosion game object into prefabs folder to create a prefab of it. Now we can delete explosion from hierarchy. Now let's create a coin. Drag and drop coin sprite to the scene. And now we have coin game object. Add a circle collider to it and check its isTrigger option. Coin needs a script. Here it is. You can set this video on pause and take a closer look to this and any other script if you like to. OK, add the script to coin game object. Reset coin transform and drag and drop coin into prefabs folder. Coin is done. Delete it from hierarchy. Create new empty game object and name it as obstacle 1. Then add a couple of brick walls to the scene. Select both of them and make them a children of obstacle game object. Select obstacle game object and reset it. Select one of the brick wall and set its X position to 0 and Y position to positive 3.75. Select another brick wall and set its X to 0 and Y to negative 3.75. Select both of walls and add a box collider to them. Set their order layer to 9. Brick walls need a script to destroy a cat if it touches a wall. Here is this script. Add this script to each wall game object. Select one of the brick wall and drag and drop explosion prefab into explosion slot of its script. Do the same for another brick wall game object. Obstacle game object needs its own script to move and to be destroyed in 9 seconds. Add this script to the obstacle game object. Duplicate obstacle game object. Then drag and drop first obstacle into prefab folder to create a prefab of it. Delete obstacle 1 from hierarchy. Rename duplicated obstacle as obstacle 2. Change the position of one of the brick wall and place it above the another brick wall, snapping them together holding V key. Duplicate obstacle 2. Drag and drop obstacle 2 into prefabs folder. Remove obstacle 2 from hierarchy. Rename this clone as obstacle 3. And position its brick walls like so. Drag and drop obstacle 3 into prefabs folder and delete it from hierarchy. All of the prefabs are done. Now we can populate our scene with game objects. First add a static background and position it like so. Then I add a forest sprite to the scene. This is going to be our first moving background. Set its ordinal layer to 3. It is important to reset its X position at the beginning. Y position can be set as you wish. I rename it as foreground forest. Duplicate it, rename this clone as a child. Don't make it a child yet, and snap this game object to further parent holding V key. Now mark this X position value. We are going to use this value in background move script to repeat movement smoothly. Now I can make a child to be a child. Then change the X position of parent forest by that marked negative value. Here is the script to repeatedly move our background. Add the script to parent forest. Select parent forest, set its scroll speed to 6 for instance. And set its scroll offset as that same marked positive value. Now if we hit play, then we can see our scrolling background that smoothly repeats its movement. Okay, now let's create another background forest to create some parallax effect. Duplicate foreground forest and rename it as background forest. Rename its child as background 2. Select parent and child backgrounds and modify their tint so they appear a bit darker. Select background parent and modify its scale to be a bit bigger. Set parents and child's order on layer to 1, so they appear behind the foreground forest. I make it a bit more bigger. Now we need to get new X offset value to use in move script because we change forest scale. Unchild background forest. Select background forest parent and reset its X position. Then snap child to parent like so, holding V key. Mark this new X offset value. Make child to be a child again. Select background parent and reset its Y position, and set marked offset value as scroll offset in its move script. Modify its X position as negative marked offset. Hit play. Backgrounds are moving, and to create parallax effect, just modify background speed to be lower than foreground 1. That's it. Now let's create a fire to destroy a cat if it touches it. Create new empty game object, name it lower fire. Here I have some fire sprites. Drag one into the scene. Change its order in layer to 20. Here it is. Add some more fire flames, so these flames take the whole bottom of the scene. Select all of them and set their order layer to 20. Select Lower Fire Game object and reset it. Select all of the fire flames and make them to be the children of Lower Fire Game object. I make foreground forest to be darker a bit, so fire looks more clearly. And background will be darker too. OK. Select Lower Fire Game object, go to Animation window and create new animation for it. I name it Lower Fire Animation. Hit Record button and change its X position for the first frame to -0.5. Set timeline marker to 15 and set X to 0. Set timeline marker to 30, set X to 0.5. Set timeline to 45, X to 0. Set timeline to 60, X to -0.5. Here is a simple animation for lower fire. Back to game view. Select Lower Fire and add a box collider to it, and check its trigger option. Edit it so it takes the bottom of the scene. Fire needs a script to destroy a cat when it touches its collider. Add the script to Lower Fire Game object. Create new empty game object, name it Upper Fire. Reset its position. Then copy all of the fire flames of Lower Fire Game object and paste them into the scene. Make these new clones to be children of Upper Fire. Then position them at the top of the scene and check Y-flip option in Sprite Renderer. Select Upper Fire and add a box collider to it. Check its trigger option and edit it to take the top of the scene. And also drag and drop fire script into Upper Fire Game object. Select Upper Fire, go to Animation window and create new Upper Fire animation. Hit Record button and create same animation as for Lower Fire, but make it move in opposite direction. OK. Now let's create a player. Add cat to the scene. Set its order on layer to 10. Then position the cat somewhere at the left side of the scene. Set tag player to the cat game object. Add rigid body to the component. Set gravity scale to 3. Collision detection to continuous. Freeze its Z rotation. Add a box collider to the component. Edit it like so. Cat is going to be controlled by the script. Here it is. Add the script to cat game object. Here we can modify flap force that applied to cat when we tap the screen. Now we need some game objects to spawn obstacles and coins randomly. Create new empty game object, name it obstacle spawner. Reset its position. And then place it somewhere at the far right side of the scene. Here where obstacles will be spawned. Here is a simple script for obstacle spawner game object, which helps to randomly spawn our obstacles. Add this script to obstacle spawner. Select obstacle spawner, set array size to 3 as we have 3 different obstacles, and drag and drop these obstacles prefabs into script slots. Here we go. Create new empty game object, name it coin spawner. Reset its position and position it at the same place with obstacle spawner. Here is the script for coin spawner that spawns coins with random Y position. Add this script to coin spawner. Select coin spawner and drag and drop coin prefab into coin slot of its script. Now we need some UI elements. Create new canvas and set its scale mode to scale with screen size. Right-click on canvas and create new UI text. Name it as Start Timer. It will show countdown timer before game starts. Anchor it at the center holding Alt+Shift keys. Modify its font and text settings. Here is a script for Start Timer game object that shows countdown numbers and text. Add this script to Start Timer. Right-click on canvas and create new UI text. Name it Coin Counter. It will show number of coins that player picked up during a game. Anchor it at the top center, modify its text and font options. Now I want to show you how you can create a simple shadow for UI text. Duplicate coin counter and set its color to black. Rename it as coin counter shadow. And place it above the coin counter in the hierarchy. Change its X and Y position, so it looks like shadow of main text. Like so. Now both of these text game objects need a script to display number of coins. Here it is. Add the script to both of them. Now let's create a restart button. Create new one and name it as restart button. For some decoration, drag and drop button sprite into source image slot. Anchor it at the bottom left and set its width and height so buttons appear round. And modify its position a bit. Change its text component settings. OK. Restart button needs a script to reload current scene when button is clicked. Add the script to button. Select Restart button, add new onClick function, select Restart button here, and select Restart Scene method from its script. OK. Now I forgot a couple of important things. Select lower fire game object and drag and drop explosion prefab into explosion slot of fire script. Do the same for upper fire game object. Select coin prefab and set its ordering layer to 15. Then select all of the brick walls of obstacles prefabs and check is trigger option of their box collider 2D component. Select explosion prefab and set its ordering layer to 25. OK, now everything is done and we can enjoy our game. Hope you liked this tutorial. Thank you for watching, see you next time.